Welcome back to my channel. Today's look is created using Urban Decay Spectrum palette. I used the shade that I used was Cocoa Bear from Makeup Geek in my crease area, and I also added Mocha. And then I went with this palette from Urban Decay. It is a Spectrum eyeshadow palette. They got another kind, but this is the one that I have. The shades that I used today was Deep End, and I also used the shade Junkie, and I used the shade Protest. The lipstick that I'm wearing today is from Lorac. I really do love this lipstick. I've always been passing by Lorac products, but for some reason I pick up one and I smell it. Smells really good. Good. So this is the one that I'm wearing today, and I can see me gravitating towards this shade because I love dark shades. I know spring is here, but I can do what I want to do, right? Anyway, the shade is Black Cherry. For highlight today, I'm using Nicole Guerriero highlighting palette. It is the collaboration with Anastasia Beverly Hills, and those are the shades on there. I'm just going to go ahead and swatch it for you guys. So this is just to show the pigmentation of this highlighting palette, and this is how it shows on my skin tone. The first shade in the palette is Kitty Cat, Forever Young, Daydream, Forever Late, Glow Getter, and 143. So that's the name of the shades in the palette. And so yes guys, that will do it for now. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye. During this time of the year, my lips are always dry, and so to avoid all the flakiness of my lips, I usually use a lip moisturizer or polish or scrub. And the brand I'm using today is Fresh, and it is their Sugar Lip Polish. And what it does is it exfoliates the lips and prep it for any nourishment. It has a moisturizing shea butter in it, and it's mixed with brown sugar crystals. It is good for dullness, uneven lip texture, and also for dryness. And so I usually use this, and after using it, the dry flakes are all exfoliated and my lips gets conditioned and it feels very smooth. So as you can see, I started doing my brows already, and I'm using Benefit Brow gel. I used NYX brunette to line my brow, and I'm using Benefit Brow to fill them in. And the brow gel that I'm using is Mary Kay brow gel, which I have for a while. And to clean around my brow, I'm using, of course, LA Pro concealer, and I'm using the shade Fawn and the shade Creamy Beige. Creamy Beige is used on the bottom, and the shade Fawn is used on the top. And so I'm just using a little brush from Real Technique, and I'm cleaning and defining the brow at the same time. The eyeshadow primer that I'm using today is Shadow Insurance Primer from Too Faced. So this primer is a waterproof wear, and you can wear it up to 24 hours. The primer is very smooth. It applies very smooth, and the purpose of the primer is to keep your eyeshadow down and intensify your pigments, and also protect the eye from creasing, because this primer, like I said, this primer is an anti-crease eyeshadow primer. So the first shade that I'm applying as my transition shade is Bear from Makeup Geek, and I followed that with Mocha. I decided to do my brow bone shade, and the shade that I'm putting on my brow bone is Flatline. and it is a shimmery shade. It's kind of light pink, but it's coming off as kind of champagne like on my skin tone. And I'm just blending that in with Cocoa Bear. I'm grabbing a lash brush again to blend out both shades so that they can connect seamlessly. A other V shade that I use is Mocha. I use that to darken my auto V. Now that my auto V is blended, I'm going in with the shade Deep End, and I'm applying it on my entire lid, and I'm just making sure that I keep that shadow down. I do not want it above my crease, so I am concentrating it down on my lid. It is a very beautiful blue, bluish purple shade, and they blend very well, very nicely. And the next shade that I apply after that is the shade Junkie, and I just went over Deep End with Junkie and just to intensify that. And I'm going to just blend, 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 and blend for a little bit. And back into the palette, and I pick up the shade Deep End, and to intensify that shade I sprayed my flat brush with MAC Cosmetics Fix Plus, and I went directly in the middle of my lid, and I'm just packing that on. As you can see, the pigmentation is easy, and so I'm just making sure that again the eyeshadow stays down. So I'm just blending, 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 and keeping that shadow down. I really love the shade color as I pack them on. I'm really loving it. So now I'm taking the shade Protest, and it is a beautiful olive green shade, and I'm packing it in my tear dot. These shades have minimum fallout. I'm not noticing fallout from the shade, and if it did, it was just the other one. I would say it was Junkie, but there was just minimum fallout. So I really love this product formula. Urban Decay shadows are always great. There are just few misses in some of their palettes, but I really love their shades, and I love their pigmentation in the palettes that I have from Urban Decay. I grab a clean blending brush from Eco Tools, and I'm just blending in the shades that I just laid down, making sure that they are tied in with my transition shades. So guys, I'm gravitating towards this Nicole Guerriero highlighting palette, and the shade that I'm using today for my inner tear dot is Go Getter, and I am loving it so much. The pigmentation is insane, guys. If you don't have this, you want to go and get you one. She really did a good job with this collaboration with Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm taking a flat brush from MAC Cosmetics, and I'm going under my eye with the shade Mocha, and I'm going to follow that with the shade Deep End and also the shade Forest. Just what I did on the top, I'm going to do that on the bottom. Because I wanted more pigmentation, I decided to go with a darker blue, and I used the shade Evidence from the same Spectrum palette. And to make the look a little extra, I decided to go with Revlon Photo Ready Eye Art, and the shade I'm using is Green Glimmer. For eyeliner today, I'm using L'Oreal Paris Infallible Liquid Eyeliner. For lashes, I'm using Maybelline Colossal Big Shot Mascara. Moving on to the face, the primer I'm using is Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I'm color correcting using Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I'm using the orange shade in there. I always do forget the name. Moving to the style of the day, I'll say it with love and smiles that I'm in love with this Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I'm applying this foundation with my favorite foundation brush at the moment, which is Kat Von D foundation brush. Tell you guys why I love this Lock It brush. It is very dense. It applies without leaving streaks on your face. It does blend out every corner of the face, whether you want to blend out your contour, your nose, your cheek. It does all of that. I love the way it blends out the foundation. It enables you to have a full coverage application. It is very sleek and I'm just in love with it. This brush is a high performance brush for foundation, and so if you guys haven't tried it, I will suggest that if you were looking for a good foundation brush, this brush will be one that you want to try. Moving on to contour, I contour my face using Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit and also LA Pro Concealer, and I am just using a sponge from Real Techniques. I added a little fix plus so that it will blend out easily. So I'm just making sure every area there is blended out well. I'm blending out the darker one. I usually blend out the lighter contour, and then after that I use the darker contour, and then I take my foundation brush and go over the entire face with the foundation brush just to even out all of my contour. And now I'm going to take a powder brush as well, which is the setting powder. I'm using Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm applying that with my Kat Von D powder brush. I'm just blending that all over my face. Follow with my bronzer, which is from Guerlian. It is the Terracota bronzer in number 7. I always like to go with the MAC Cosmetics NW58 to add a little bit more color to my cheekbone. And now I'm just cleaning up my contour with the translucent powder from Mercier. For blush today, I'm using Azela from MAC Cosmetics, and for the lipstick I'm using today is Black Cherry from Lorac Cosmetics. And there you go with the blink. I'm using Nicole Guerriero highlighting palette for highlight, and that is it for the look. I hope you guys love how this all turned out. I love the teal green look, and I'll talk to you guys in my next tutorial. You stay blessed and bye for now.